Hello, everyone! Have you studied English for many years? Maybe 5, 10, or even more, but still find it hard to talk to native speakers? Do you feel stuck when you need to speak English? If you feel this way, you are not alone. Many English learners feel this. It can be very frustrating, right? You spend so much time learning words and grammar, but when you open your mouth, nothing comes out easily. You might feel disappointed or confused. Today, we're going to talk about this common problem. We will look at why this happens. Why is it so hard to speak English even after many years of study? And more importantly, we will share simple ways to change this. Our goal is to help you understand the problem and give you clear steps to start speaking English with more confidence. Let's find out the reasons and how you can finally start talking. 2. The common problem. Studying for years, still can't speak. It's a very common story. Many people go to school, study English at language centers, or learn from books for a long time. They can often read English well, and they can write quite well too. Maybe they can even understand many things when they listen to English. But then, when it's time to speak, they freeze. They might become very quiet, or they can't find the right words. They feel like their mouth is stuck. Here are some signs you might experience. You understand when other people speak English, but you can't reply quickly or easily. You know many English words and grammar rules, but you can't use them naturally when you talk. You feel scared to make mistakes when you speak English. You worry that people will laugh at you or judge you. You feel not confident when you have to use English. You think your English is not good enough. You often choose to stay silent instead of trying to speak. You feel frustrated and tired because you have studied a lot, but you still can't use English. For real talks, this feeling is very hard, isn't it? You've spent a lot of time and effort, but the results are not what you wanted. You might ask yourself, why is this happening to me? What am I doing wrong? Well, you're not doing anything wrong. There are some clear reasons why this problem is so common. Let's look at them now. 3. The main reasons you find speaking difficult. There are several important reasons why many English learners find speaking difficult, even after years of study. Understanding these reasons is the first step to changing your situation. 1. Lack of practice environment. You don't use English enough. One big reason is that you might study about English, but you don't actually use English to talk. Think of it like learning to swim. You can read many books about swimming, learn all the rules, but if you never get into the water, you will not learn to swim. It's the same with English. You might spend a lot of time learning grammar rules from books or doing exercises in your notebook. But if you don't have a place or a person to speak with, your speaking skill will not grow. The result is that you have a lot of knowledge in your head, but you don't have the fast reaction skill when speaking. When you need to talk, your brain has to think too much about rules and words. You don't get enough chances to practice putting your thoughts into English words quickly and naturally. This is because your brain needs to practice the act of speaking, not just the rules of the language. 2. Fear of making mistakes. You're scared to be wrong. This is perhaps the biggest reason for many people. You are scared to make mistakes when you speak English. You worry about saying the wrong word, using the wrong grammar, or having bad pronunciation. You might think, "Oh no, what if people laugh at me?" Or, "What if they think my English is terrible?" This fear is very strong. This fear often makes you think, "I would rather be quiet than speak incorrectly." But this fear stops you. If you don't open your mouth and try to speak, you will never get better. Remember this. Everyone makes mistakes, even native speakers. Making mistakes is a very normal part of learning. When a baby learns to walk, it falls down many times. It doesn't stop walking because it falls. It learns from falling. It's the same with language. When you make a mistake, you learn from it. Don't let this fear hold you back. 3. Passive learning. Little active speaking practice. You listen and read but don't speak actively. Many learners spend a lot of time on passive learning. This means they spend many hours listening to English podcasts or watching English movies. They also read many English books or articles. These are great for improving your listening and reading skills. But they often spend very little time actively practicing speaking or creating their own English sentences. For example, you might listen to a 30-minute English video, but you just listen. You don't try to repeat anything or pause and say something yourself. The result is that your listening and reading skills get very good, but your speaking skill does not grow much. This is because speaking uses different parts of your brain and different muscles in your mouth. If you don't actively practice moving your mouth and thinking in English, your speaking ability will stay at the same level. You need to produce language, not just receive it. 4. Not focusing on pronunciation. Your words are not clear. You might know a lot of English words, but if your pronunciation isn't clear, listeners might find it hard to understand you. This can be very frustrating for both you and the person listening. For example, if you mispronounce basic sounds, or if you don't put the stress, the strong part, on the right word in a sentence, your message might not be clear. The result is that communication becomes difficult. You might feel sad or give up easily when people don't understand what you are trying to say. While you don't need to sound like a native speaker, having clear pronunciation is very important for effective communication. If your words are unclear, it's like trying to talk through a thick window. The other person can see you, but they can't hear you well. 5. Only learning book vocabulary, lacking common phrases. You know many words, but not how to use them naturally. Sometimes, English learners know many difficult or academic words from their textbooks. but they don't know the simple, natural phrases that native speakers use every day in conversations. For example, you might know the word respiration, but you don't know how to say take a breath. Or you know commence, but not start. The result is that when you speak, your words might sound unnatural or too formal. It becomes hard to express your thoughts easily and smoothly in daily conversations. Learning how to use common English phrases and expressions helps you sound more natural and makes it easier to talk about everyday things. These are the words and phrases that connect ideas and make your speech flow well. 6. Lack of clear speaking goals. You don't have a clear reason to speak. Finally, some people study English because they have to or because they think it's a good idea. But they don't have a very clear reason or goal for speaking English. For example, do you want to speak English to travel, to work, to make new friends? If you don't have a strong reason to speak, it's hard to find the motivation to overcome the difficulties that come with practicing speaking. Without a specific goal, it's easy to just stay in your comfort zone, listening and reading. But when you have a clear purpose, like wanting to order food in an English-speaking country or talking to a new friend, this purpose will push you to try harder and overcome your fears. A clear goal gives you the energy to move forward even when it's tough. 4. Simple solutions to start speaking. Now that we understand why it's hard to speak, let's talk about simple and effective ways to change this. You can start these today. Start with the simplest sentences. Just start talking. The most important rule is, don't aim for perfect English. Aim for progress. You don't need to speak perfectly from day one. Just open your mouth and say something. Start with very simple sentences, even just 2 or 3 words. How to do it? Practice saying basic greetings like, hello, how are you, thank you, please, excuse me. Then try very simple questions like, can I help you? Or, where is the bank? The goal is to get comfortable with the act of speaking, not to be perfect. Every little bit of speaking practice helps your brain and mouth get used to making English sounds and forming sentences. Don't wait until you're good enough. Start now and you will get good enough. 2. Find a speaking environment. Talk to people. You need to put yourself in situations where you must speak English. This is how you get real practice. How to do it. Find a language partner. Look for another English learner at your level. You can practice speaking with each other for just 5 to 10 minutes every day. You can correct each other and help each other feel more comfortable. Use online apps. Apps like Tandem or HelloTalk allow you to chat with native English speakers or other English learners from all over the world. You can text, send voice messages, or even have short calls. This is a great way to practice from home. Join an English club. If there are English-speaking groups or clubs in your city, join one. These places are often friendly and safe for learners to practice. Talk to yourself. Yes, really. Stand in front of a mirror and describe your day in English, or record your voice on your phone and listen back. This helps you hear your own voice in English and find areas to improve without the pressure of speaking to someone else. 3. Practice active speaking. Don't just listen. Listening and reading are good, but you also need to actively produce English. How to do it? Shadowing. Listen and repeat. Watch an English video or listen to a short podcast. Choose one sentence. Listen to it. Pause. And then try to say it exactly like the speaker. Try to copy their pronunciation, rhythm, and intonation, how their voice goes up and down. Do this many times. This helps your mouth muscles get used to English sounds. Answer questions. Watch a video and pause it. Ask yourself questions about the content, then try to answer them in English. For example, if the video is about a dog, ask, "What color is the dog?" and answer, "The dog is brown." Describe things around you. Look at an object in your room. Try to describe it using simple English sentences. Do this often. 4. Focus on basic pronunciation. Make your words clear. You don't need to sound exactly like a native speaker. The most important thing is to speak clearly enough so that others can understand you easily. How to do it? Find online videos that teach basic English pronunciation. Learn how to make the correct sounds for letters and common word endings. Pay attention to word stress, which part of a word is louder, and sentence stress, which words are more important in a sentence. This helps your English sound more natural and easier to understand. Practice difficult sounds. 5. Learn common communication phrases beyond single words. Instead of just learning single words, try to learn whole phrases that native speakers use in daily talks. This will make your English sound more natural and help you express ideas more smoothly. How to do it? Watch YouTube videos or listen to podcasts about English daily conversations or common English phrases. Learn how to agree or disagree. I agree. That's true. I don't think so. Learn how to give your opinion. I think. In my opinion. What about learn how to ask for help? Can you help me? Could you say that again? What does that mean? These phrases are like tools that help your conversation flow. 6. Set specific speaking goals. Know why you are speaking. Having a clear reason for speaking English will give you strong motivation. Instead of just saying, "I want to speak English well," make your goals specific. How to do it? Set small, clear goals. For example, this week, I will say 5 English sentences to a friend. Or, this month, I will join 2 English-speaking group meetings. Think about why you want to speak English. Do you want to order food when you travel? Talk to a foreign colleague? Watch a movie without subtitles? Knowing your why will give you the energy to practice even when it's difficult. When you have a clear goal, you know exactly what you need to do and you'll have the power to do it. 5. Conclusion. So, in conclusion, if you've studied English for many years but still find it hard to speak, it's not your fault. It's often because of these common reasons we talked about. But the good news is that speaking English is a skill, just like riding a bike or playing a sport. And like any skill, it gets better with practice. Remember, speaking English is not about knowing every single word or grammar rule. It's about being brave enough to open your mouth and practice. Don't let your fear of mistakes stop you from experiencing new opportunities. Don't wait for the perfect moment. The perfect moment is now. Start speaking today, even if it's just one simple sentence. Take small steps, be consistent, and be kind to yourself. You will see new doors open up for you. The world is waiting for you to speak.